All right, so here we're getting ready to cut our splines that we just talked about. So here we have our table saw. On top of our table saw, we have our crosscut sled mounted on it, because on the crosscut sled is where we can mount this fixture, which is a splining fixture that will allow you to hold your work at a 45 degrees so that the blade right here, as we pass this through, it will come through and cut the spline right here in our corner where we need it. So we just need to make sure that we get this aligned properly so that the splines that we cut are where we want them aligned here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get these babies cut. All right, so that process went really nicely. You can see our splines got cut here beautifully. They're all nice and even, constant depth. They're linear, constant, and they're also centered on each one of these particular species of wood. Again, going back to how much I love having this tape, started with putting this whole thing together and holding it together. Now it provided a wonderful surface here for cutting out these splines to, I mean, look at these edges. They're completely crisp. There's no tear out, no blowout, no chipping. Very, very tight cut joints right there. Another wonderful thing is that when we put glue in here and glue the splines in, glue won't get onto our wood. It'll just get onto our tape, which makes cleanup and sanding and everything else a great deal easier. So these slots are obviously the same size as the blade that we had in our machine to cut them out. And in this particular case, that ripping blade is a 0.142 inches. So what we need to do is have material. In this case, we're going to have cherry and walnut material that is 0.142 inches thick, so that when we apply this material in here to create the spline, it creates a very nice tight fit. And what that does is here's another example. Here's one of the walnut ones that's going to go here. This glue surface here and this glue surface here matched up within there is going to make this joint so much stronger. And that's how we can say we make generational furniture, because without that, this joint is not going to last generations. It'll fail long before that. But with these splines in it, especially having 3 of them with all that gluing surface, is going to make this a very strong joint for this application. All right, so we're going to get these all glued up now. And then the last beautiful thing that this tape does for us is when we use our Japanese pull saw to shear off the edges that's hanging off of these splines, it's going to provide a surface for us to rest our saw on, so we're resting on the tape and not on the wood itself. And that'll make sure that the surface of the wood stays pristine and smooth. All right, let's go get these splines installed.